to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. And, you know, the people elected me on that.
Elon Musk is shaking up the deep state, and they're panicking. He's not just cutting waste, he's ripping the mask off a system built on fraud, corruption, and unchecked spending. Bureaucrats aren't just losing sleep, they're desperate to stop him, because what he is exposing makes the corruption in Russia and the Middle East look like child's play. Billions funneled into black holes, agencies bloated beyond recognition, and a financial system designed to keep you in the dark while they continue to spend your taxpayer dollars. For decades, the US government has operated like an untouchable machine. Agencies grow, budgets balloon, and no matter which party is in power, the bureaucracy remains. But with the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency under Trump's administration, Musk and his team are changing the game. The initial goal? Reduce public spending and eliminate waste. The actual result? A full-blown expose of massive fraud, corruption, and misallocated funds spanning the entire federal system. An operation of this scale, uncovering the dark underbelly of government spending, is truly unprecedented. And here's the thing, many people underestimated him. They weren't ready for what was coming. Musk himself has compared this fight to a final boss battle in a video game, because reducing public spending and dismantling bureaucratic bloat isn't just difficult, it's something that has never been successfully done at this scale. Governments change, but agencies stay the same. Budgets grow, officials protect their positions, and taxpayers keep footing the bill. So what did Musk do? He brought in some of the smartest minds from Silicon Valley, people trained to optimize systems, eliminate inefficiencies, and find solutions that government agencies never even thought of. And within weeks, they started uncovering financial anomalies that had remained hidden for years. The real breakthrough came when Musk's team gained access to the Treasury Department's payment system, a system that handles over $5 trillion in annual expenditures, including Social Security, government salaries, and federal expenses. For the first time, a team that actually understands how to track and optimize financial flows had a chance to follow the money, using AI and advanced data analytics to uncover where taxpayer dollars were really going. But that access didn't last long. David Lebrick, a senior Treasury official, tried to block Musk's team from getting in. When Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent overruled him and approved it, Lebrick resigned in protest. But that was just the beginning. Within weeks, Musk's team had unearthed alarming spending patterns, billions flowing into wasteful programs, fraud, and even illegal expenditures. Suddenly, the establishment was in panic mode. A coalition of 19 states sued to revoke Musk's access, and now a federal judge has temporarily blocked the investigation, even ordering that all previously gathered data be destroyed. The question is, why are they so afraid? If everything was above board, wouldn't they welcome a closer look? Instead, they're shutting it down as fast as possible. But Musk isn't stopping. His team has already uncovered massive fraud in other government departments, and the deeper they dig, the more corruption they expose. And that's when they stumbled upon something huge. One of the biggest findings? Massive fraud within the US foreign aid system. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, supposedly created to provide humanitarian aid, had become something else entirely. Instead of just helping those in need, a significant portion of its budget was being redirected for political and intelligence operations. For example, Musk's team found that USAID was propping up media outlets, activist groups, and think tanks that aligned with US interests. In other words, taxpayer money was being used to shape narratives and policies in foreign countries. Even more alarming, some of these funds were tied to election interference abroad. Rather than remaining neutral, US foreign aid was allegedly backing or undermining political candidates to push certain agendas. This isn't just wasteful spending, it's taxpayers' money being weaponized for global influence. And the scale of this discovery is so explosive that media outlets around the world are now picking it up. Wasting money is one thing, but funding global influence campaigns under the guise of foreign aid is entirely different. No wonder why they're scrambling to shut this down. But that's just the start. Doge has been digging deep into multiple federal agencies, and what they've uncovered is shocking. For example, they found that over $1 billion per week in Social Security payments was going to people without valid Social Security numbers, meaning either fraud, mismanagement, or worse, payments going to people who don't even exist. Then there's FEMA, which was supposed to provide disaster relief, but instead sent $59 million to luxury hotels in New York to house illegal immigrants. Not only is this a gross misallocation of taxpayer money, but it violates federal spending laws. And that's not even the biggest revelation. Doge has now turned its focus on government agencies that have quietly ballooned into billion-dollar bureaucracies with almost no oversight. Take the Department of Education. Musk's team found that a huge portion of its budget wasn't going toward improving schools or helping students, but instead funding highly politicized diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) training programs. In response, Doge shut down $881 million worth of research contracts and cut $101 million in DEI-related grants. These programs, meant to retrain teachers on social justice and privilege, were draining resources while public schools across the country continued to struggle with declining test scores and failing infrastructure. Musk and his team didn't just uncover these issues, they're publishing the findings for everyone to see. Every week, new revelations drop on X, showing exactly how taxpayer dollars are being misused. And the reaction? Total panic. If Musk's team is exposing just how inefficient and corrupt the government's financial system is, doesn't that make the case for Bitcoin even stronger? A transparent, decentralized system that can't be manipulated or siphoned off for political agendas? That's exactly why understanding how to navigate this shift is more important than ever. Join CryptoVagabonds Academy, where we go beyond just headlines, teaching you how to protect your wealth, secure your assets, and thrive in a world where financial sovereignty is everything. The unions are fighting back. The American Federation of Teachers has already sued Doge and the Trump administration, claiming Musk's team accessed sensitive personal information, including Social Security numbers and addresses, from the Education Department, the Treasury, and the Office of Personnel Management without permission. Politicians, especially Democrats, are now scrambling to shut this operation down. They're protesting, pushing legal blocks, and trying to cut off Musk's access to financial records. After all, these revelations threaten the very structure of the government machine that has been running unchecked for decades. Senator Ron Wyden went as far as calling Doge's work a coup, saying Musk's team has gained dangerous levels of access to the government's financial systems. He's now pushing for legal action to stop the investigation. But there's a problem for them. Trump is backing Musk fully, and Doge's investigations are gaining momentum. Unlike political appointees who play by the system's rules, Musk isn't afraid to break things and challenge the status quo.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it.
Remember when he took over Twitter and slashed 80% of its workforce and the platform still ran fine? He's applying the same philosophy here. Justify your budget or you're gone. Agencies that can't prove their value? Cut. Programs that exist solely to siphon money? Eliminated. And this is why bureaucrats are panicking, because for the first time, the burden of proof isn't on the reformers, it's on the government itself. We're already seeing the first major agency shutdowns. Trump has officially dismantled USAID, cutting thousands of jobs and merging its remaining functions into the State Department. The agency's website was even taken offline, marking a historic shift in U.S. foreign aid policy. Meanwhile, the Department of Education hasn't been shut down entirely yet, but it's already facing massive cuts. The real question is, will Musk actually succeed in cutting federal spending by 15 to 20% as he predicts? Could we see a future where the deficit is wiped out? It's ambitious, no doubt. But if anyone has the drive, intelligence, and lack of respect for bureaucratic nonsense to pull it off, it's Musk. The fraud is being exposed, and possibly for the first time in human history, there's real hope that government waste might actually be stopped, or at least significantly reduced. Subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's happening, because trust me, this is just the beginning. Stay curious and stay hodling.